There are times I make promises for a week. There are times that I make absolute, undeniable, unbreakable vows for years, like no smoking, which I've considered something that I cannot break and I don't believe I will ever break. But maybe I am weaker than I actually think, and so I'm always prepared for that sinful flesh. Though I don't think I will be breaking it, there are differences between vows, promises, and things that you are attempting to better, although you should always be trying to keep all the things that you say that you're going to do before God. It doesn't mean every personal goal has to become a vow before God. In fact, Scripture teaches us to be careful about making vows. But when we make a genuine commitment, writing it down can help us remember what we said and give us something against which we can honestly examine ourselves. This can also help us develop self control. Instead of relying only on intention, we can create something we can remember, revisit, and act upon. But there is another practice I have been thinking about: learning to consider what other people may be experiencing before I act. I experienced a small example of this while walking through Los Angeles. I was crossing a street when I noticed another person crossing behind me. Technically, I kind of ran and passed them up. The timer was almost finished, and there was an impatient car waiting. So I started moving faster because I wanted to make it across before the light changed. Then I realized that the person behind me was still halfway across. I had two choices. I could continue rushing because I wanted to make the light, or I could slow down and consider what my actions might communicate to both people. If I rushed too much, I might make the person behind me feel as though they needed to hurry. At the same time, I could understand why the driver might be impatient and want the pedestrian to move. So I stopped partway across the street. I had already moved ahead of the other person, but I stopped rather than continuing to rush. This allowed the other pedestrian to move at his own pace while also making it clear that I was aware of the situation. It was a very small moment, but it made me think about something much larger. What if we trained ourselves to think about how our actions affect the people around us? And to clarify, I stopped about halfway, two-thirds crossing the street, enough to be faster than the man, but not too fast to hurry him, but faster so that I let the driver know that I was also trying to make sure that they knew that I was moving forward.